Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Highly Logical Podcast. I'm your senior co-host, Trevor Shelby. Joining to me is my junior co-host, Tim Reese Grimshire, Thomas Buddha Kennedy, and joining us again is our friend, artist, and future author, Kristina Lee. And joining us for the first time, and maybe the last if we don't run him off, is Julio AKA Mad Santa, AKA Santana Claus. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys. Yeah.
Well, it was a pretty interesting week for me. I've had issues in my new camper, and dealing with that. I had a battery issue where it just kept boiling over. And
no arachnid issues.
Yeah, no arachnid issues. Nothing like last week. Nothing on tape, anyways. I can't say every day I have a spider issue. But I've been dealing with this. But I'm back in it. I fixed it. There's, I don't know. Campers are very picky about the outlets you plug them into. And I guess if it's what do you call it? GFCI outlet. It messes up my charge controller. So I figured that out whenever my battery about spilled all its innards. So yeah, pretty crazy. Made a big mess.
I do want to ask real quick, Buddha and Julio, did you guys watch the last episode of Highly Illogical?
I may have. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then you guys...
I haven't had a chance yet, no.
You got to. Okay.
You got to.
Trevor being scared by a teeny tiny spider on his little Ring doorbell camera was about the best thing that's ever happened on this show.
Man, that's not a way to get girlfriends. They see that.
Luckily for him, he's married.
Yeah. I've locked that down already.
he tricked one into staying with him.
My wife is quite used to it. If I see a spider, I'm usually screaming her name. She comes.
For her.
Yeah. She comes and takes care of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
I would hope with your hand.
Yeah.
Swat it with your hand to make sure you learn.
It's like rubbing his nose in it.
Yeah.
No, bad. You kill your own spiders.
This is your job.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I did have one incident today where we have spiders every night that like to build a little web in between my camper and my truck. And I don't know. It's like every night thing. And so I've done that. I should go ahead and just set up a camera at that spot now. That way I could get the whole of me dancing. And
now, whenever you see it on camera, do you scream and run like a little girl too?
Now I will give myself a little credit. The one that from last week, I did not scream, but I did go.
See, I think we need to set up something for Trevor called Spider Cam, where it's just cameras set up in optimal places where there might be spiders. Collect it throughout the year, and then play it with the Benny Hill background music.
Need sponsors to buy him a flamethrower.
Yeah.
You hear that, all our listeners?
Yeah.
Come on, let's all pitch in. We can do this. We can get him a flamethrower for his ginormously, terrifyingly just huge spiders.
I would like one from the Boring Company.
Yes.
That one. Have you seen
that?
Yeah,
not the Aquanet flamethrower, because that's dangerous.
Yeah. Elon Musk came up with a flamethrower that he sold. And it said Boring on the side of it because it's from his Boring Company. And I thought that was great because they sold out apparently within like minutes. And so
nice.
they weren't like, they don't do gigantic flames, but it's kind of cool.
Well, they are cool, but Aquanet works too.
Yeah,
that's
true. Oh.
I got to see a fun sight today that made me feel a little bit bad for whomever was waiting on the firemen and or IMSA that seemed to be completely lost we were out at Jimmy's Egg with me and my mom and my daughter, and we saw the fire trucks go by one way, and about, I don't know, a few minutes later, they come out, run around another way, and then go another direction. And it happened 3 times.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
Meanwhile, some poor schmo's laying in a parking lot like, I don't know how much longer I got.
Yeah. But, you know, like everybody relies on that GPS stuff nowadays.
Mm.
And so that's, you know, you put in something wrong. I don't know how that works. I have actually sat inside a dispatch for a few hours when I was finishing my degree, and I don't know if the dispatch, they control their stuff or not, or if they type it in or something, but that seems like you could mess that up easily.
I know our
I don't
dispatch.
know. Google Maps has taken me the wrong direction a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it can.
Yeah, me and Julio worked at the same place, Lou Drag Trucking, and I
Mhm.
know our dispatch, used a computer image map thing, and they would give us directions through that.
Most of the time, they didn't bother looking at it, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
They didn't know where anything was.
They didn't know anything about the job. All they knew how to do was dispatch, and they barely knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the sore spot that drove me out of the company towards the end.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'd had enough. I said, you know, how many times I have to prove you wrong with even video and photo evidence before you get it through your heads that you did it wrong. Been doing it wrong. So,
Such is the plight of the truck driver.
If the GPS has like an idea where it wants to go, it wants you to go, it will give you that direction regardless of where you're actually going.
Yeah.
And then like if you're in a bigger city, sometimes highways cross other highways and it thinks you're on a lower highway than you are. And it's like, you're just like, I don't know what you're doing here.
It happened to me in Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No, that is not a place
the
to have
worst
that happen.
traffic ever.
Yes. Yes, I agree. They do suck.
Mm-hmm.
That happens there often. It'll assume there's a connection between highways when there's nothing.
Mm-hmm. I don't have much bad things to say about Texas except for their highway system. Like
I have a lot of bad stuff to say about Texas.
Yeah, I imagine you do. But I have like white knuckle drove through Texas a few times. Just
once the road work is done in Dallas, roads will be obsolete.
Yeah.
We'll have flying cars.
But the only thing that can get through there. I know that I ordered Uber and they managed to come through. Uber Eats also. But if you get the middle of downtown, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Dallas for 5 years, and oh God, that sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never do it.
Yeah, there's many cities that I lived in throughout the country, but Dallas was one of those that I refused to live in, just because of their traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Houston's pretty bad too.
Yeah, Houston's problem is they don't know where they're going.
Feel like in Louisiana, they don't like to indicate where they're going. Not at
all.
Yeah, I was working there for as truck driving for like I think a straight couple of months, and I saw maybe 3 whole people use their blinker in that entire month or few months.
Oh wow!
Just don't care for blinkers over there at all.
Actually, Puerto Rico's like that too.
Oh yeah.
and they have a big problem with people sitting at the light because they're looking at their cell phone.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, light turns green and they just sit there. You got to honk the horn at them.
Saw that the other day.
Puerto Rico, it's really pretty.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd like to go.
Back. But they don't pay.
Yeah.
Jobs don't pay down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang, that's rough.
That's the only reason why I'm here. You can't make 70,000 down there like I can here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'd mentioned Louisiana, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I think about driving to Louisiana, I think of we were headed for a cruise. I think it was one I was with Tom. I think we're going on the Sunshine,
Yeah, the sunshine
and
when we went on. Yeah.
I drove overnight out there, and first time ever driving through that state. And I had stayed up all day. I worked that day, and then my wife and her mother were going to let me sleep through part of the drive, and then I would take over in the morning. And we got, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock at night. They were like, Trevor, you want to drive now? And so I was like, and yeah,
mind you, I was gonna have I said, Trevor, if y'all want to drive to Dallas, you got a place to sleep for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we can caravan the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're just going to drive straight through. We're
going to drive straight through. Yeah. So that was the plan. So I start driving and I let them sleep, and I couldn't sleep the whole time because they were like talking the whole time. And okay, so they fall right to sleep. And I'm driving, I don't know what time it was in the morning. I'm driving down the road. I'm like the only car that I see and that's around. And as I'm driving, there's an alligator in the road. And I swerve to miss it. And they freak out like they thought I was falling asleep. And then I start thinking, well, was I? Did that really just happen? And so there was a gas station. Yeah. I didn't know if that was real or not.
See, he's blaming Megan and her mother for talking and keeping him awake when really he couldn't sleep because that was the cruise he proposed to Megan on.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it was.
So yeah, nerves were a little worked up. I get it.
Yeah, it was.
And then I got him trashed the night before we left.
Oh,
yeah, you did. And you got everybody worried because you ditched me.
I did not ditch you.
He left me on Bourbon Street.
We were walking, and you were because I had to get out of the parking garage because my 3 hours were up, and we were walking to your hotel, and you said, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go back."
Yeah.
Okay. We went to Spirits on Bourbon. If you've ever watched Bar Rescue, is one of the bars that Chafford redid. It's actually pretty cool. So
yeah, they had the dueling pianos and all that.
Mm.
Guys, get your shirt. I got bourbon faced on shit street.
We saw some stuff though. We saw some stuff. Some stuff I would rather not to see.
Did you go on the ghost tour?
No, that was actually what Megan and her mother were doing at the time.
It was pretty cool, but you had to walk a lot. So like the next day I found somebody who like massaged feet, and I had them massage my feet for like 30 minutes.
Hey.
Because I was pregnant then.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of walking.
Yeah.
There is a really cool record store on Bourbon Street too.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
I haven't been on Bourbon Street since 99.
It's another world.
Before Katrina.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
I had to drive a big rig through it. Try that.
Yeah.
On Bourbon Street?
Well, not on Bourbon Street
okay,
itself,
but
in the same area.
Yeah.
Just like a couple of blocks up.
Yeah, it's hell.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I had to have like 10 backers, like people watching me and like, nope, stop, nope, dude, nope. Like, otherwise, I would have gone nowhere. I'd have just been stuck in the street.
Well, that's because the river's right there, all the docks and everything right there.
Something I did notice I wanted to bring up this week was, I don't know how many of you guys are Dungeons and Dragons fans, but I have dabbled in it just a little bit. And something that my son likes to do, he likes to buy the books online. Right now, Amazon is running a 2-for-1 special. I know those things are pretty expensive. They announced a new book called A Hero's Feast, which is a official D&D cookbook.
Nice.
And I was cracking up at some of the stuff that's on it, which is like the elven bread. They have Hans pie, hogs and bedrolls, the Homlet golden brown roasted turkey. So
I'm down.
what I thought was funny was the actual cookbook itself. If you look at the examples that they give, it says like the elven bread. It kind of breaks it down and it shows like basically like a little about the elven bread, but then it just goes into a normal cookbook recipe. It's like add 2 packets of dry yeast. And so I thought it'd been more humorous if they would have said something like like I don't know, this the spell of whatever, and just crazy stuff. But
and then just have like a table of contents explaining what those things are.
I don't know. In my mind, I picture a book that looked like the Evil Dead book.
The
Necronomicon.
Yeah, dude.
That's what came to mind.
Yeah. It looks pretty funny. What comes to mind with that is there was a cookbook. I'm trying to think of who did it. It was a rapper. It might have been Snoop Dogg or somebody, and it was really funny because all of its measurements were like, you need to add a dime bag of this. And it was really funny. It like breaks everything down in like grams and stuff, and it was just
gotta put in half a lid.
There you go.
And so I thought that was great. But no, this actually it's coming out with another new book that they're coming out as well. I'll actually drop those links in the description if anybody wants to check those out.
By Cooking with Julio.
Yeah, that's it. That's
there
it.
You go.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect title.
Snoop Dogg actually did. Snoop Dogg did a thing with Martha Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cooking with Martha Stewart.
Well, they got a thing together, so.
I like the memes that came out after that, and they're like, one of these two peoples is a felon, the other is Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh yeah, because the assumption is it'd be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people see me, they assume that I'm a felon, but they don't know that I just passed an FBI background check 2 days ago.
Nice,
wow.
bud.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, everybody just assumes that he must be a criminal. Look at that hair.
Now, why were you being investigated by the FBI?
Oh, it was voluntary. I'm trying to get my transportation workers identity card.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about your hazmat too.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for the post office for a little while, and I worked for the state. So I worked for the state and the federal government before.
Nice.
So you had to do it too.
Yes. We had to swear that we would uphold blah blah blah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always required. The thing is, this one is my third one in the last 15 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, people assume that I've got a mile-long criminal record. The truth is that I should, but I'm a little too smart for it.
Yeah, they get caught.
They get caught.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Is the worst thing to do.
I definitely got caught because I was not intelligent enough not to.
Maybe a little too carefree.
Yeah, that too. That was definitely that. But I enjoyed my younger years, what I could remember of them.
Yeah, well, mine are so long ago that I hardly remember them. Some people remind me of things that I forgot. Yeah.
Tim, do you remember when we were kids and across the street from my parents' house was a Baptist church?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where they had what was his name? Braden's funeral.
Yeah.
Or Brandon, or whatever his name was, that had cancer.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but when we were kids, when we saw large gatherings at the church on odd days, we'd always wonder if it was a wedding or if it was a funeral. And mainly because we were like food scroungers when we were kids. I mean, seriously.
So we wondered about crashing whatever was going on.
Wedding crashes. Oh, man.
So we would, maybe find our way into a reception somehow. And I do remember one particular point where people were like, "Who are y'all with?" And we were just like, we signed the guest book and everything. And
that's awesome.
But what reminds me of that, or what got me thinking about that, was they're actually coming up with they're teasing a Wedding Crashers sequel.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. That
Vince Vaughn
they're actually gonna
funny.
Try to make a movie like that.
A sequel, yeah.
They already made the movie.
There's one movie already.
They're gonna try and make a sequel to that movie. Means everyone's offended by stuff like that now.
Well, I don't know what's offensive about crashing weddings.
Yeah,
but
I don't either.
I love
Other
food.
than the fact they're
obviously.
eating food that's not for you.
Maybe the fact that they're using it to sleep with women too.
Well, I focus on the food aspect of things, so I wasn't.
Well, they were together with they were both had a woman in the end, so maybe it's them together crashing,
or maybe someone's crashing their wedding.
Their weddings.
There you go. We already found the premise.
All I know is Will Ferrell's character was
this.
weird.
I loved Will Ferrell's character.
Mom, make me meatloaf.
So, do you have a segment today, Trevor?
I don't have a segment. I am. Speaking of segments, I do have an idea for something. Tom kind of poo-pooed it, so I'm going to run it by you guys because.
Okay.
I feel like Tom poo-pooing it doesn't really count because he likes to poo-poo my things.
I said it's going to turn into like a 3-hour show on its own because of the production value that you're going to put into it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, so and I've already reworked it from the last time I talked to Tom. So he brought up some good points and I had to rework it a little bit. So. Okay, so I want to do a segment or a small show of the best captain in Star Trek. Basically going through and picking out who is the best captain, but I want to do it episode by episode. And so then I can have a running tally and see like whose score is going to be, by the end of it, who's got the highest score. So there are like 178 episodes of the Star Trek The Next Generation. There's like 176 of Deep Space Nine. And I think there's like 172-ish of Voyager. And so the idea is I'm going to start with episode 1, watch every season, or every show's episode 1. And then I pick a winner for the week. So then the next week I would move on to episode 2. But I don't want to just do it with me being like, oh, so I watched the show and this is who wins. So I'm going to green screen behind me and I'm going to act as if I am a Starfleet person who has to pick out who is the best captain. And I'm going to be talking to you guys as as voters in it, basically. And so originally I was going to be a red shirt trying to decide which captain to go with, but Tom kind of ruined that idea with his negativity.
I don't know how I ruined it.
Tom, you're just such a goddamn dictator.
What the hell? I didn't do anything. I didn't.
But anyways,
the dude's gonna go watch 3 hours worth of Trek.
Yeah.
Right. He's gonna watch 3 hours of Trek. Now, mind you, this is the same guy who could take a 15-minute wrestling match and have 30 minutes worth of commentary on one 15-minute wrestling match on our other show.
Some of those matches were very important, and we needed to talk about those in more detail.
So it's going to be about 3 hours just for one episode.
It will. In 5-10 minutes at the
Next
most.
Generation.
I say let's just dip our toes in the water, give it a go, and see how.
So hopefully next week I will have a premiere episode of it to show you guys. So hopefully.
Although I do like the cartoon and video game conspiracies thing, though. So like, just if we can figure out a way to keep that in, because I do enjoy that.
Well, I'll probably do that every once in a while because I actually enjoy that.
Because I actually liked the red shirt idea. I just didn't understand where you were going because of they ended at different times.
Yeah. See, and that's where you got me. And now I cried a little last night, and then I said Tom didn't like it, and then I worked it up. So.
And then you throw me under the bus.
Yeah. You threw me under the bus
and then
before we started.
Run me over, and then you run over again. Yeah. See?
So whose idea was it to do segments anyways? So anyways. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to work up a little thing, see what you guys think.
Yeah, do a format.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a quiz?
No, I was thinking more of making it kind of just humorous. Like, I'm going to break down the episode, just kind of point out some funny things that happened. And then
type thing.
Yeah, and so like, for example, I'm thinking off the top of my head, see, Cisco, he disappears like through half the episode where he's in a wormhole, and they're dealing with like people about to blow up the whole place. And if it wasn't for
emergencies.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on, and he's all like the emissary already, and he's like having chats in a wormhole.
Became the emissary like 15 minutes into that first.
Yeah, I know. It was like just a few minutes. So, and then another thing with the Next Generation I thought was funny on the second episode, and everyone talks so great about Picard, okay, but Wesley Crusher took over the Enterprise in episode 2. I don't know where this is going, but
yeah, and as I mentioned before, Data got laid that episode.
He did, which upped the episode value, but
got laid.
Yeah,
how does a robot get laid?
Right?
He's fully functional. They covered that.
And programmed in several positions.
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
Well, there goes our chances then. A robot can have VOC.
Right.
Oh.
When Bob gets up and starts walking around, we have lost.
You guys keep freezing.
All of the whole crew was sick that episode. They had that virus that took over the original Enterprise.
Yeah, they were all drunk. So a drunk Wesley Crusher took over the Enterprise. So yeah, that makes it better. So thanks, Tom. Yeah, he locks them out. He takes over all the controls. The star is exploding just outside, and Wesley Crusher is like got another guy in there just taking all the little computer chips out of the console. That's like he's drunk as well. It's really funny. It's a crazy episode. It's actually really good, but.
And Trevor also said that Picard hates kids, and I'm like, well, Janeway probably punts a baby.
Yeah, she probably would. I don't think Janeway would do that. Anyways.
What happened to the Q baby?
Right?
Yes.
It went with its father.
Well, I think that makes her a worse mother. She was psycho.
Plus, didn't Cisco like Picard had all these problems with Q? Cisco punched him in the face, and it was done. So,
how did I miss that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? He's like,
yeah.
Picard never punched me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of Star Trek, but I haven't seen most of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
I think only one episode of Voyager ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Voyager's not worth it. Trust me.
I'm on the opposite scale. I've seen every Voyager episode about 9 times, and I've seen only
seven of 9 times. No.
Yeah, 7 of 9 times.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, she's worth watching.
Right.
I posted something on Facebook, her knocking on Xena's titties.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I asked you to post that on the highly illogical thing, didn't I?
Oh, did you? I mean,
I saw you post something that you didn't have where you could share it, so I was like, oh man, you got to put this on the Highly Illogical Facebook.
At the time, I was with a young lady, and I was kind of distracted.
Oh, hey, say no more. Say no more. Speaking of young lady, not in the same way at all. I'm going to go check on my daughter real quick because she just tried to show me something, and I'm not sure what it was. Sorry, guys.
She might try to pick your nose this time.
Yeah.
The right time to interrupt.
That was not that important.
Was it?
No, I mean,
it wasn't like a snake or something.
She was no, the snakes are in their cage. She was trying to show me some double jointed thing she just figured out on her hand.
Very cool.
She
hurt herself.
Was it like,
anyways,
like taking your finger and then like making it go way back? Like,
all right. Yeah, it was something like that. All right, people, come on. All right,
we're doing some parenting.
Just in case any of our listeners would like to know, everybody on this show is a freak.
Pretty much.
We're a sideshow here.
Yeah. And we're beardless. Oh, it's terrible.
Next up is the beardless lady.
Yeah. Well, anybody else got anything you want to talk about?
Got my brain poked.
Your what?
I got my brain poked Monday. I got
you got the COVID test?
Yeah. My roommate got exposed, and we're just making sure that none of us have it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay away from bars.
Well, too late for me. I was doing that in Dallas.
Right.
You said there was like quite a few stuff going on with the bar. Like, was there kind of like quite a few people or something going on?
Yeah, there was quite a few employees that were testing positive for it in that particular bar.
Wow.
Well, shit.
So he's gonna, until this blows over, I don't think he's working at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't gotten our results yet, but we haven't come down with anything, so
that's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
I concur. He said, "Hopefully you won't."
Yeah, because
if anything, I think I might have had it when they said I had bronchitis. So.
Oh. But you may already be immune.
Yeah, maybe, but I haven't had the antibody test yet. So.
My wife is convinced that she's had it, and she's convinced that I've had it as well, because we both had the flu. And I told her, if you test positive for the flu, I don't think that counts. But she's convinced. She wants to do the antibody thing. And I've read several things about that not being the most accurate. So I don't know if, it's worth putting the money into just getting that tested. So I don't know. Everything's so up in the air right now about all that.
Well, you may also get it post-test anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In which case, now you know you're positive.
Yeah.
It could happen. I mean, I may have it right now. It's only been a week since I left Dallas, or less than that.
Yeah.
I hope not.
2 days, 5 days. I should come down with symptoms here in another week and a half. Yeah, going through Greyhound stations, and then the little area over there. Well, it's not that far from you. The Greyhound station, the 2 truck stops, and the in the video store, the X-rated video store. They're all right there in that area.
Yeah, you
be there.
Catching COVID is probably the least of your worries there. You could probably pop in and out of there with some herbicidal gonalades.
Permanent.
Yeah. Got Lyme disease from that place. I'm not sure how, but I did.
Well, yeah. I mean, I tried to stay away from them mostly because I just know that even if they don't show signs of something like that, you can still get tuberculosis from some,
right.
Little streetwalker getting too near you, talking to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to take my cat my husband had to take the cat to the vet because he was licking himself too much. He had he had rashes, and we had to give him a steroid get him a steroid shot and an antibiotic shot.
Are you sure you don't need to get him a girlfriend?
We have to spray calm spray where he sleeps.
Megan does that to me. Calm.
I've had calm spray before. I think that's what you call pepper spray, right?
I put pepper spray as well.
That's the opposite of calm.
Well. Pepper spray is awful. I actually do got a little story I would like to tell about my experience with pepper spray.
Oh yeah.
So it's nothing bad, nothing really. But I used to work, unfortunately, at the Oklahoma County Jail, and to work there, you had to be pepper sprayed because you have to get certified in it. You have to carry it. You have to experience it basically. And my cousin is an officer, and I was the guy that was our trainer was they're good buddies, and so he had planned a prank on me, which this was how it was supposed to go. We were going to be kind of the wussy way out. We would cover one eye, and they would spray our other eye, just above our eyebrow, and it would run down into our eye. And then we had to one eye. We had a person we had to basically grab. We had to cuff them and then take them around. We're in this big field, and we actually had to take them to a certain zone, basically. And we had to keep our eyes open to be able to see where we were going. And it was very comical because you'd have people walking down the driveway. They had people just going the wrong direction everywhere. And so I had it in my head, okay, I'm just gonna I'm gonna force the one good eye open, and I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. Well, I did this. They sprayed like normal, and I put my hand down. And he sprayed my other eye, and I was like, "Crap!" So I had another guy I was supposed to take down and cuff and all that, and the guy that sprayed me, I actually took him down and cuffed him, and I took him around, and he went with it. It was really funny, and so I did okay. I heard the sounds. I did not see anything of where I was going at all. I heard the sounds of people around me, and I thought they probably know where they're going, and so I walked in their direction. And so we made it. It was after some time we make it. And we have to sit there with they had a water hose, and we just spray the water in our face, and they had soap and all that, and you had to rub it in. They didn't want us using water too much because water will reactivate the agent and will make it hurt worse. So, but you want to get the initial stuff kind of blown away, basically. So after a while, I could kind of see I was doing this. And it was still hurting, but I was just doing that. And I was one of the last people to leave, and they were like, "You're still squinting." And I was like, "Well, I naturally squint a lot." And he looked at me, he goes, "You do, don't you?" And he was like, "You can go." And so he shouldn't have let me leave, because I get in my car and I'm driving down Douglas Boulevard, and I'm by the Walmart in Midwest City, and I'm sweating because I don't have air conditioning. And my sweat goes down into my eyes.
Oh no!
And suddenly I can't see.
Oh no!
And I was just passing. Yeah, I was passing the Walmart, and so I turned my car into what I was hoping was that turn into the Walmart, and I just stopped. And I just waited, and I was rubbing my eyes, and luckily my family was on standby because they'd actually bought 4 gallons of milk. Milk is supposed to be the thing that deactivates it the best. And so by the time I did get home, I was sitting in the bathtub with gallons of milk, pouring it over my eyes.
Was this before or after the ice bucket challenge?
That was before the ice bucket challenge.
Could have been an R&B video, like an
Yeah,
R&B
it
music
was-
video.
Oh, it was awful.
Well, I mean, I remember you halfway through your ice bucket challenge to me pouring milk over yourself.
Yeah, that was awful.
Because you ate 2 habaneros.
Yeah, I don't handle hot peppers very well, and so I
or
ate
spiders.
It.
And so he doesn't do hot peppers. So for his ice bucket challenge, he doesn't want to do it the normal way, just dump it on you. No, he wants to eat a habanero, run down to the end of Saunders' yard,
about an acre and a half.
Yeah, dump the ice bucket, eat another habanero, and go the other direction. He's like, "Oh my God, it's so hot!"
the milk all over me. I was like,
I wish we had this video queued up.
Oh, I wish we did too. It's on my personal.
It's on our Laughter Piece page.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
Julio, you okay, bud?
Yeah, I dropped my phone.
But yeah, I will actually try to, through the magic of editing, show a bit of that.
Okay.
If I can edit that in. If it doesn't happen, I'll edit this part out where there's no promise of editing. So
one of two things will happen.
Well, we'll see. I actually have it on my page, on my Facebook page somewhere.
Yeah. We have to locate that.
Today out of Florida.
Just hopping right in.
Right. Just right in.
I ain't waiting. I don't need an intro. The Largo Police Department spokesman said that Travis Spitzer was waist deep in water trying to retrieve his frisbee when an alligator bit his face.
Ooh.
They said Friday, June 12th, so last Friday, at 5 a.m., he was throwing a frisbee, landed in the alligator's mouth. He tried to get it, and it bit his face. And so now they're looking for it, the alligator. And
I thought you were saying his face.
Well, no. He pried the alligator's jaws open with his hands, so now he's got lacerations on his hands and face. So, which I don't know. I don't know if I would want to know what his face looked like after that.
Wow.
Well, he pried it open. He's got tweaker strength.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that like over
good.
200 pounds of pressure coming down, or probably way more than that? I can't even remember.
But yeah, I mean,
wow.
And what was he doing playing frisbee at? What was it? 5 a.m.
Tweaker.
Yeah, 5 a.m. Why is he playing frisbee at 5 a.m.?
When I was in Florida, I definitely was afraid of alligators. I was just like, they could be anywhere.
Exactly. Well, yeah. If it's possible that there is an alligator in that water, there's no retrieving it.
Why was his face near his mouth, though, that it bit his face?
Yeah.
It's just an overly affectionate alligator trying to give him a kiss. Just a little kissy.
Give me a little tongue action, David.
Oh. That's great.
I forgot we have female present this week.
Yeah, but I can hang like the dudes.
She'll be talking smack on us so bad we're dying.
I'm pretty sure Kristina outdrank both Trevor and I at the wedding.
Oh my God. I think I did.
Nice.
And then I deleted all my pictures of their wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's bad is right after the reception was the muster drill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And a guy like me going up, and my muster station was C4. Going up to one of the people, in the white, being drunk, saying, "Where's C4? I need to find C4."
Hello, Akbar, Seaboard.
They had us during that time. They took me and Megan around the ship. So with everybody gone, you could take photos. Like they had a photographer with, taking photos of us all over the boat. And he kept saying and I was trashed at that point. That we had an open bar, and I was just down in everything I could. And I didn't realize we were doing all this right after. So we got photos I don't remember taking. Yeah. And there's one photo where I think I'm under her veil and we've got our heads kind of together, and he was like, say something funny. And I kept going, funny, 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 funny. And she was dying. Oh, it was great.
Very on the nose.
I was so sick that night. That was not a great wedding night.
Yeah.
so sick.
I slept through sail off. I was I passed out.
Yeah.
Right after the muster drill.
You guys offer for me to go on one of these cruises for you. I don't think I can hang, bud.
Well, they gave us an hour of free booze and food.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the booze and food, and that's what I love about cruises. All the food too. I am a foodie person.
Yeah.
And I eat a little bit too much sometimes. And
multiple rounds at the buffet.
Yes.
I probably gained 10 pounds from that cruise.
I maintain a Hobbit
Trevor
schedule.
took it easy on that cruise because whenever he first started, man, it was he would wake up at 4:00 and get room service.
Mm-hmm.
Then he would wake me up going, Lando! we would go to buffet. He would eat again, go back down, get Megan, and eat another time. Then he would, have something for lunch, then a midday snack. He was like a freaking hobbit.
Yep.
11sies.
Yep.
We ate at a steakhouse once. He ate at the main dining room before coming to the steakhouse.
Yeah, I ate main dining room, and then just minutes later, I had to leave the main dining room early because I was like, I got to go eat a steak now. And the guy was just like, what? And I ate it.
And he ate the steak.
Yeah. I did not finish the cheesecake. They gave us a cheesecake that was like this tall. It was insane. I don't think they do that anymore.
They took that off the steakhouse menu. The cheesecake.
But it was amazing, and I drunkenly tried to shove it into our mini fridge, and it did not work. I thought if it was just kind of open, it would be okay.
The cake for your wedding was delicious. I mean, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got another piece later on, and I was just like, oh, I really love this cake.
Yeah, Tim, you're going to have to go on a cruise with us.
Yes, definitely. Whenever it's safe to do so.
Yeah, I was going to say, safe to do so. I need to find the time.
Mm-hmm.
My sister tried to convince me to go on one in last week of September, first couple days of October. It was like going to cost like $3 something a piece. It was for a 5-day cruise, plus it came with $500 in-room credit. I was like, what? But I'm not going to wear a mask everywhere I go. I don't want to wear a mask while I'm on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it becomes Voyage of the Damned.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're trying to figure out where you're going to port.
Off the coast. They're going to quarantine us off the coast for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Your 5-day cruise is going to end up being a month.
Yeah, your credit card's maxed out. You got no cash.
You're on your 16th elegant night.
I'm afraid that's going to happen for me just going on a regular cruise. I don't have a lot of money saved up, so I feel like I've come back from a cruise being a poor person. A homeless person too, probably.
You'd be surprised. You don't actually.
It's not so bad. What we typically do is like we pay on the actual cruise itself throughout the year. So we break it up into multiple payments,
Right.
which makes it, okay. And then whenever you have, don't put like a credit card or something on as your payment. Try to do cash. That way, if you set a limit, if you reach it, you're not going to starve if you're like halfway through the cruise and now you're broke.
Right.
You've spent your, because they got the buffet and everything else. You're going to be fine. You just run out of alcohol.
There's only two restaurants really that you have to pay for. That's on every cruise ship, for Carnival anyway. But
yeah,
then there's certain other ones that have a different type. But you got the buffets, you got the main dining room, you got amazing barbecue. Good Lord.
Yeah. If you're savvy, you can sneak on alcohol. I've successfully done that once.
You've been caught 3 times.
I've been caught like 3 times. They keep checking my mouthwash, damn it.
Well, you come on with 2 bottles of white scope, 32-ounce white scope.
Yeah, it's like giant scope bottles. It's like straight Crown. I'm pouring it.
Man.
It worked one time.
One time.
And then he got cocky.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
I used to have the shampoo bottle rum runners, but I don't have those anymore.
I've got some binoculars now that it unscrews. It looks like binoculars, but it's not really binoculars.
I've seen those before.
Nice.
I bought that at Goodwill. That's the best thing I've ever purchased at Goodwill. So
Anything worthwhile?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we ever go take Tim on a cruise, we got to take him the one that goes to Key West, because that's probably my favorite.
Oh, I love
Key West.
Yeah,
all the Kit Kats.
Did we lose Tim? He looks frozen.
He's in thought.
Okay.
There he is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my screen froze up on me.
Yeah, we were saying if you go on a cruise with us, we got to take you to Key West. That's where you got to go.
I'm down.
So you
beaches
can bring the little ones.
I'm down. Not if there's beaches and bikinis involved. I'll keep her at home.
Might miss a ship.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to What Happened Today, Then. I almost forgot the name of my own segment. On this day, in 1605, in Fulda, a city in Hesse, Germany, was the host to a witch trial that claimed the lives of some 250 people. The Fulda Witch Trial. I call this story, Woo Woo, Witchy Woman. Yeah, like the Eagles song. Anyways, all right. Though many lives were lost, Murga Bain may have been the most famous of all the victims. Born and raised in Fulda, Murga Bain was an heiress the first 2 times she was married, which may have played a part as to why she was accused of being a witch. In 1588, Murga married for the last time to Lucius Bean, or Blasius. That's a tough name. Lots of tough names in this one. I did actually use a little bit of a phonetic sounder outer things for a few of these things, but I guess I forgot his name.
Phonetic sounder outers?
Yeah, technical terms, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Above your head.
Right. Right. In 1605, Prince Abbot Balthasar von Dernbach had come to the city of Fulda to try and convert the Lutheran residents to Catholicism, and had himself an old-fashioned witch hunt. Now, Murga Bean faced many charges during this trial, such as using witchcraft to kill her previous husband and the children she had with him. Murga was also accused of getting it on with the devil. Bow chicka wow wow, right? Which is why, which was, according to old Prince Abbott, why she was pregnant with a demon at the time of the trial.
Makes sense.
Right? Poor Murga was tortured and forced into confessing all these charges, and then was put to death by burning at the stake. And that's the end of the story for our unfortunate Murga Bean. And that's what happened today, then. Yep.
Bummer.
So
that's the saddest one.
Kind of a downer. Kind of a downer on this one.
Yeah.
No voice. It was a bit of a downer.
I think the German voice would have helped.
Yeah, I mean, you could have messed up all the names then.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. I was just so many German. I wish, and when I found it, I was like, no, it's another German one. I gotta keep looking, but I couldn't. I don't know. Probably because I couldn't come up with any good voices for it. Got to work on my Southern voice.
Yeah.
That sounds like one of them phonetic sounder outer thingies.
I was hearing yes and stuff going on.
Buddha, what you doing, buddy?
It was a live feed, I swear to God.
Oh, that costs money for the live feeds.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I believe Trevor said he's going to start giving out 6 lashings per mess up that he has to fix in editing.
Whatever. He loves the outtakes.
I do. I love it.
It's true.
On your fans only account when you're doing this.
Yeah. Hands up, everybody.
I'm not looking.
Hands up.
I like how Julio disappears when his hands go up.
Hey, I'm phoning it in. I got to do something.
You are phoning it in. You really are.
Since the L's are going to get...
Chris,
I've got nothing.
I know, Julio's. You said you got a bit of a segment, right, bud?
No, I think I already played that out.
Oh, okay. No.
It should be a hit.
Yep.
I mean, everybody loves elves.
It's going to be Pimp Santana Claus. And
I've added a new nickname now.
yeah, exactly. And the brothel's going to be, of course, called Ho Ho Ho.
Yes. Yes.
No, thank everybody for joining us today. This was actually a really fun episode. Next week, I have a special secret guest. So, yeah. So we'll see if that happens. And
yeah, he says he has
Did you get
every week.
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No. No Neil deGrasse. I can't even say his name. No, Neil Tyson. Oh, yeah, no. No.
I feel like if I say it enough, it's going to happen. He's going to be randomly checking out our show and be like, that Reese guy seems to really want me on there.
Well, we can tag him in everything we post.
Yes, let's do that. I like it. It's a good plan. I follow him on Instagram.
I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Next week, yeah, like I said, special episode. I don't know. It might be. You have to tune in to find out. So, yeah.
Does it every week, don't worry.
Yeah, every week. This might be really good. You need to check it out. Find us on any podcasting network. You just type in Highly Illogical. You can find us on Highly Illogical Pod on Facebook, Illogical Pod on Twitter. You can find us at Highly Illogical on Instagram. You can find us at I think I've run out of things that you can find us at. So you can find us at all those things.
And on YouTube.
And yeah, YouTube. There you go. Highly Illogical YouTube. That's the place. So yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah. I think we lost Tim again.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
Oh, and by the way, Tim, I'm gonna. I love it, Trevor.
I'm
gonna.
You just interrupted him doing the intro.
I don't care.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
First meeting. Who was it that suggested segments?
I believe that was me.
Was it me?
I don't know. I thought it was.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it was Tim, but not me. But I don't know. I don't really care.
He's blamed it on both of us, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All I said, he's jumped on this whole thing. All I said was I don't really have a segment that I want to do, and so I'm not really. I want to just talk. You guys are fine doing segments, and he's been like, "Well, you're the one that suggested them." I don't care. Anyway,
you're on in. No.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, got anything else, Tom?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.